Hello?
Hello, is this Brody Dalle?
Yeah.
Grant from ABC Newcastle. Are you up for a chat?
Yeah, totally.
So you're out in Australia opening up for the double-header show between the bands The Queens of the Stone Age and Nine Inch Nails. You played your first night in Sydney last night, your second tonight, and you'll be playing Newcastle on Saturday night. How's the tour going so far?
It just started, so if I'll let you know at the end. So far, it's good. It's like everyone's in good spirits, and there's kind of a camaraderie. There's really good company and really great music,
I think that's the best thing. I think that's what people are so excited about this tour as well, that it's you and these two bands all playing together on the same bill. That doesn't happen too often.
No, it's kind of like a festival lineup.
Yeah.
But it's more personal.
It's heading to Newcastle tomorrow night. Have you been here before?
I think we drove through when I was a kid. Yeah, on the way to like Coffs Harbour or something.
Yeah, you would have, absolutely. Your new album's coming out soon, and after The Distillers and Spinneret, this is the first album put out under your own name. Why did you choose to put it out under your own name and not as another project?
Because I kind of hit a roadblock. I didn't really have anywhere else to go. My time is really precious, I'm a mom to two kids, and my husband is frequently traveling, and I don't have the time to really devote to other people,
Yeah.
Or go on some kind of crazy wild ride with other people to find out who they are and what they're doing and where they are and what they want. Like, I just don't have the time. I mean, ultimately, that's what it is,
So it's easier in a way for you and a producer to sit down and write the songs, and then you've only really got yourself there to have to rely on.
Yeah, I mean, I wrote all the songs, and I took them in, and Al wrote some bass lines, and some really great bass lines, I might add, and some really incredible other little bits and pieces. And, I wrote my record incrementally, because that's the only way I could, it's like hiding in the bathroom and like singing into my phone with my 2-year-old screaming out, "Mommy, let me in," or in the car, like I write a lot in the car.
How much does your producer bring to this record as well? Because the two tracks I've heard, Meet the Fetus, Oh the Joy, has a great rock and party vibe, but Parties for Prostitutes has this really creepy feel throughout. How much is the producer in there?
Well, I produced the record, too.
Yeah.
I wrote all of the songs.
Yeah.
And Meet the Fetus, I'm playing everything on that song. Yeah, I play the drums, the bass, all the guitars, the synths. And Parties for Prostitutes, I play all the guitars, the organs. And I think Al plays the bass on that, which was from the Fun Machine.
Mm.
The bass was kind of built in. And then he wrote these really, really creepy Ebo parts. And I think some Mellotron in there. And I was describing them as like a businessman in downtown LA in the 1970s who's like really down on his luck, and that's what they sound like, bummed out businessmen.
That paints a fantastic picture.
They're painful. But yeah, so I mean, I pretty much played 90% of all the music on my record. That's
fantastic. To have the ability to play all of those instruments as well is very cool.
Yeah, I love it.
Well, you're touring with your husband, Mr. Josh Homme. Musically, being around him and his other bands, he's such a collaborative musician. Is it a fantastic training ground, and is it quite inspiring?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's like a high standard,
Mm.
He's a caliber of musician most people will never get to,
Yeah.
That's why it's really inspiring. You can always shoot for the stars,
The first time I heard Coral Fang, I came a little bit late to the Distillers, but the first time I heard Coral Fang, an album, it's still one of my all-time favourites. The thing that struck me is, especially that Don't Go on Hunger, is the tearing power of your vocals. How does your voice hold up over the years singing like that?
Well, hopefully a lot better these days. I mean, smoke and drink all day and, party all night, and somehow I managed it. And now if I do one of those things, I'm in big trouble. And I, need sleep, so
yeah.
I don't know. It's only our 5th show. We'll find out.
When did you first discover you could sing like that?
Well, I started singing like that when I was really young. I was like 12 or 13, because I loved Nirvana and Soul and, all that whole era of incredible music. And
yeah.
also like Discharge and Black Flag. So I had all those influences and I didn't even think about it. I just did it.
Yeah, and that's what came out.
And that's what came out. Yeah.
You were born in Australia, and you mentioned that your only memory of Newcastle is driving through on the way to Coffs Harbour.
I think I actually dated a guy who worked in an anarchist bookshop in Melbourne, and his name was Andy the Anarchist, and he was from Newcastle.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah.
A lot of Novocastrians do make their way down to Melbourne, especially if they're very arts or rock-based, so right. I could see that. Now you have 2 kids of your own. Do they have any connection to their Australian roots?
Yeah. Camille's always telling the kids at school that she's Australian. I'm like, baby, you're not Australian. There's not really actually such a thing. It's not like being Italian. It's a little bit different.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, it's like only 200 years old or whatever, so... But I let her have it. I call her my little Roo.
Aww.
Yeah, and they love Australian animals and stuff. And
that's adorable.
Yeah.
Your eldest, I think, is around 8 now. Does she see some of your shows and hear the music?
Both my kids were there last night when they saw me. Well, Ryder saw me for the first time.
Oh, wow.
He's 2.5, so...
Obviously, he can't voice a very critical opinion, but what was his thought?
He danced. That was like, I couldn't ask for more.
Oh, that is awesome. That's exactly what you want.
Yeah.
Rock and punk is very much about teenage rebellion. What advice would you give to Camille going into her teenage years?
I don't know. You just got to ride it out. I plan on being as honest and open with her as I can. You want to give your kids the things that you feel like you missed out on or where there was gaps.
Yeah. You'd have a lot of experience to pass on there and a lot of things that would be difficult that you know how to ease her through.
Yeah. Thank God for all the experiences.
Is there one thing that you look forward to doing when you're in Australia? Because I'd imagine there would be family and friends you'd have made here over the years as well.
Yeah, I'm going to see my little sister and my mom and my whole family and my really good friends who I never get to see and just kind of walk around Melbourne, Melbourne or wherever I am, but Melbourne in particular because that's where I'm from. It's changed so much, but I still love to visit,
Absolutely. And are you going to head out on your own solo tour aside from this doubleheader tour eventually once the album comes out?
Yeah, I am actually. I have a lot of touring coming up.
And you're planning to come down to Australia as well?
Definitely.
How does life work like that with the both of you touring so extensively and the 2 kids as well? Is it difficult sometimes?
It's really difficult. It's basically puzzle pieces. And we have a rule that one of us is always with the kids. So if he's gone, I'm home, or if I'm gone, he's home. And thank God for managers, and booking agents.
Absolutely.
That's what their job to figure out.
See, that's why when you're at that level, it would be incredibly difficult to be independent because you just need someone going, okay, schedules, lining up, all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I need those. Those help immensely.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for your time today. I cannot wait to see you play at the Entertainment Centre at Newcastle tomorrow night.
Thanks, dude. Nice talking to you.
You too. See you later.
Bye.